good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I am so glad you're joining me tonight. It is Monday night, 8 o'clock. It is September 11th. This is a day that, lives forever in our hearts and our souls and embedded. I just want to tell everyone that I'm thinking of everyone today. My hearts are with everybody. I was in the city actually today on an audition and never been in the city on 9/11, and it was very different for me, but, just want to know everyone's in my thoughts and my prayers. And it is September, and I want to wish everyone who's a September baby a happy birthday. And I want to talk about my weekend real quick and get to my in-studio guest because I'm so excited. Okay, so Friday. All right, so everyone knows my birthday was Wednesday the 6th.
Oh,
and I invited, thank you, and I invited my family over Friday night for a barbecue. So mi familia was over, and, it's tradition in my family, we get a Carvel birthday cake. So I have my Carvel cake. And then Saturday, I went to Tony Landolfi's barbecue bash that he has like every year, and I'm never able to go, and I was able to go this year, and I have a couple of picks. The first one is me and my girl Kristen Tinsley. There we are. We had a lot of fun. I actually sang karaoke. I sang 2 songs. And then the next picture is my friend Billy Mira and George Gallo. Billy I've had on the show. George is going to come on the show. Funny, funny, funny guys. And Billy's an amazing singer. You can check out Billy Mira and see what he's singing and playing. And Sunday was a big day. Yesterday was a big day for me. It started out celebrating with the Bunger family, Theresa Bunger and her family, in Babylon. Bunger, there it is, Bunger Surf and Sports. That store has been in Babylon the last 60 years. Theresa's dad started that business, and it was a wonderful ceremony. And then we went across the street for some food and drinks to celebrate that. That is a huge milestone in the town of Babylon. And then we had a screening for It's Love Bro, and there's a screening. It was sold out. Yeah, baby, it was sold out, and that was in Lindenhurst. And the next pick is George Massimillo, and there's George, our director, and I'm all the way over here in the floral.
Yeah, packed out.
We had a great time. It's a comedy. You come see it, you laugh. We're going to be showing it in New Jersey and back in Florida and Long Island. So I will keep everyone updated when they could come see it. And also, I was here after that for limo talk with Graz and the guys, Richie and Bobby. And I want to thank Graz again because my birthday was the 6th and Richie's birthday was the 8th, and he came out with birthday cupcakes and they sang, and it was really nice. So I was hanging with the men, hanging with the boys, as I always do on a Sunday night. All right, so let me get to my guest because I'm excited he's here. He's a comedian, he's a writer, he's an actor, and his name sounds like a country singing star.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Grant is here.
Grant's here. Travis Grant's here.
How you doing?
Doing good,
Yeah,
Tracy.
so the first time I met you and I heard your name, like Travis Grant. I was like, I wonder if he sings and plays guitar.
Oh, I do not sing. I can promise you. I've never tried to sing.
Really?
But, I got a raspy voice, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, I feel like if you knew how to sing, if you were a good singer,
right,
you would walk around knowing you can do so.
Yeah,
Like you would feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'd probably sing like absolute garbage.
So listen, I want everyone to get to know you.
Okay.
Okay. So you were raised in Merrick.
I was.
Is that correct? Went to Calhoun High School.
Calhoun, 2009.
Yes, you baby.
Oh, baby. Last class to make you say oh. That was like, I think our shirts said that.
I don't know.
We were like, sick.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So listen, so when you were in high school,
Okay.
because obviously you act, you do stand-up, you write your own jokes, but when you were in school, were you the class clown? Were you more into sports? What were you into when you were in school?
So I actually did win class clown for superlative.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. It was, yeah, I always loved being like center of attention, making people laugh.
Me too.
And but I also like the people. I hung out with many different cliques of people. I didn't just have one group.
Right.
But like each group of friends I had were very different from the last.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's just I always wanted to be a comedian since I was young. Like I remember just watching like Chris Rock specials. I remember like when I was a kid, John Leguizamo had a special.
Yeah.
It's called Sexaholic.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And I would just like, because that was before DVR or anything. So you have to like.
You had to watch it.
You just have to.
Or you missed it.
Yeah, we tried to find it on tape and we couldn't. And then, so I would just have to catch it on.
Right,
catch it on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And I watched it as many times as I could. So I always loved just being the center of attention, making people laugh. And I always wanted to do it. And then I was like, you know, because you go through like a series of doubts.
Oh, yeah.
With yourself.
We all do, yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, you're just in high school and these people know you, and that's why they're all laughing.
Right.
So go to college.
Because they're my friends, and you know, yeah.
And then I was like, all right, like, go to college.
Where'd you go?
I went to Onondaga Community College.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend who went to Syracuse at the time.
Okay.
And she's like, get into Syracuse. And I'm like, in what world? Like, in what world am I making the Syracuse University? Like, what is your problem?
But did you have an idea what you wanted to major in? Like, because, you know, your parents are always like, honey, we love you, but you need something to fall back on. Right?
I majored, so I started out in nutrition.
Okay.
And then, because I was a wrestler, I always grew up wrestling, so I was always like health conscious, very about like what I eat and, you know. So I was like, I guess nutrition. And then I did that, then I switched to sounds stupid.
Right.
And then I knew that's not what I wanted to do.
Uh-huh.
But so pretty much in college, when I got to college, I was like, all right, do the same thing that you did in high school. Find many different groups of friends, and be the funniest guy amongst those groups, amongst all the groups.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you clearance to get into comedy. And I did it. So, you know, I began this. So I was like, all right, now give it a shot. And then,
so you actually started comedy, like, is it 10 years already for you?
It's coming up.
You're 9, right? It's like 9 years, right?
It's coming, yeah. I'm February 24th will be 10 years.
And where was your very first show?
Brokerage.
At Brokerage.
Which was cool because I always, I'm Merrick, so I'd always drive past Brokerage.
Right, you'd have to pass it.
Yeah, and it was like kind of like a constant reminder.
Now, did you take this stand-up university class that was given there?
I did.
With the
Rich Walker,
and
Lazarus.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, Peter Bales.
Yep. Yeah. It's a great class.
It is. It is. And I always, you know, a lot of people kind of don't take a class. Take a class because you need to at least have some type of. Because I had been writing since I was like 19. Because like I said, I've always been a fan of stand-up, so I kind of knew like the cadence in which things had to be said.
Right.
And then.
But other than Chris, who else did you watch, like, or study, or try to even emulate? Because sometimes, you know, you want to.
It changes with age.
Okay,
so like when I was a kid, it was Chris Rock.
Right.
John Leguizamo.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Yeah. You know, I met Chris.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
When I was at I was just about to take the stage. It was very, very, very late at night, like almost early in the morning, and he walked into the comic strip. And I got bumped. But if you're gonna get bumped, you get bumped by Chris. Sweetest guy. I told him I was just starting in the industry, and he was just so sweet. Gave me some, you know, advice. But
that's awesome.
What a sweetheart.
That's awesome when you meet someone who's famous, and they're
nice.
They are nice.
Yes.
Yeah, but the kids I don't really remember. Then I got to middle school. Obviously, Dane Cook was big because he was huge in 2004.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. Dave Chappelle, clearly. I love the Chappelle show. I
Yeah.
think that's when I really...
You ever see him at Governor's? Because, he's there.
Oh, Lucy Kay?
No, Dave.
No, I saw
Yeah.
Lucy Kay at Governor's.
Okay. Yeah, I was there.
And I've never seen someone crush that hard and like effortlessly. It was like, it kind of like,
yeah,
you had to put your eyelids back on.
I know. Well, it's like I mean, I'm a little bit more old school than you. I love Bob Nelson. He's the reason I got back into comedy, and Bobby Collins. And you watch Bobby, and he's flawless.
Yeah.
It's just like skating on ice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You do something long enough,
Yeah.
it just becomes your second
But
nature.
you are funny. You're funny, and you have a very good stage presence.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's just...
And I think that because you're so relaxed, the audience is relaxed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to like just growing up around, because I know like the people that I grew up around, like if you, the floor is yours, like you're gonna say something funny, well, you better hit it on the first try.
I know.
Because if you don't,
that opening line has to be funny.
Oh, anytime you open your mouth around anyone I went to high school or college with, like you better be hitting it, because if you don't, you're gonna get ridiculed. And like, say there's like a chick you want to hook up with, and then they're like, oh, that was a good line.
According to Graz from Limo Talk, you have no problem with that.
Oh, talking to women. Thanks, Graz.
Yeah, I had to throw that in.
Graz, like, he's a ladies' man. I'm actually not. I'm actually not. A lot of people
You're
think I am.
one man woman.
If I'm talking to a girl, I'm not. I have confidence. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'm not really like.
Yeah. Well, you have to for what you do on stage. You know.
I think the only time I had. Probably if I really sat down here and thought, I probably could find some other times where I was not. I was not confident in talking to chicks, but I remember there was one time in college. There was a girl.
Yeah.
I sat next to her in class.
Yeah.
And she was really hot, and I didn't know how to break the ice and talk to her.
Yeah.
And I would think about it all the time. And then I remember one day I went in. We sat next to each other in the back of the class, and I remember one time I fell asleep, and I woke up and like I locked eyes with her, and I picked my face up off the desk, and a long string of drool.
Oh, that's hot.
Was connecting me and the desk. And she looked right at me. I was like, oh my God, dude.
Mortified.
I was mortified.
Wow.
And then I saw her at a party like a month later.
That's
and
funny.
I was like, her name was Liz, I remember. And I went up, and I was just like, I don't even know how you're gonna.
Wow.
And I went and talked to her, and there was like this elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And eventually I was like, hey, a while ago, there was, and she was like, with the drool.
The incident. The drool incident. With the drool. Oh my God. That's
I just fessed up. You gotta fess up.
Did you get to talk to her? Did you go out with her on a date at least?
No, I never did.
Did you get a date out of
Never
it?
did.
All right,
Never
well,
did.
At least you spoke to her.
She was probably like, gross. You have drool.
Oh, like she doesn't drool when she sleeps.
Yeah, not in front
Oh,
of.
we've all done it at one point or
Not in front of the opposite sex,
no,
I
that's
guess.
true, maybe. I don't know. Hey, listen, we have to take our first break already.
Oh.
But don't go away. More with Travis Grant when we come back.
Happy birthday there, young man. I call you that young man, Dave. Dave Rebels is a young man. See, I'm an older dude. He's a young man. And, hey, you having a birthday bash? Man, you don't write, you don't call. You didn't even invite me, man. Well, anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man. It's Dave Rebels' birthday bash. Tuesday, September the 12th at the Cutting Room in New York City. Wonderful place. I played it myself. Happy birthday, young man.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun. And that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I have comedian, writer, and actor Travis Grant is in the house.
Yeah, writer. Maybe I should start writing books.
No, you write your own jokes. You write your own jokes. You have to write your own original material. You are a writer.
Yeah, I guess in that sense I am.
You are. No, you are.
Imagine being like a writer. I would feel so important. I'd be like, talking to me, I'm a writer. I write books.
Yeah, exactly. I write something you want to read.
Yeah, get out of my face.
So listen, he's from Merrick, went to Calhoun, went to college, and you mentioned health. You mentioned that you take care of your body.
I try to.
Very health conscious.
I try to.
So is it true that you're a black belt?
I am a black belt. Yes.
And then now, is it called Soca?
Soca Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the name of the place. The guy's name is Alexander Freitas.
Okay.
But Soca is his, he's known by Soca.
So how long did it take you to get a black belt?
So,
and when we have that pic, we'll put it up.
It took me 11 years. Probably would have took me a little shorter, but I had a hip surgery when I was 27.
Why?
I got a hip sculpt. Genetically, I just got bad hips.
Really?
So my hip sockets are shallow. So like, the top of the femur sits in the, your hip sockets.
Yes.
A normal one sits all the way in.
Right, yeah.
But mine are like, they're like that.
A little shifted.
So just like that, wrestling, you're moving all over.
Wow.
So, just years and years, eventually just wore it down. And I remember I was like 26 or something.
Yeah.
And I would be, I'd be going to the city, hitting mics. And I'd just be hobbling, like in intense pain.
Oh, that's too young for that.
Yeah, so I knew, I was like, dude, I'm in my prime right now. There's no way this should be happening.
Right.
And I went to see a doctor, and he put me under the, the MRI, and he was just like, your whole situation is destroyed.
Yeah. And you know what it is? When something like that happens to your body, the rest of your body like compensates for the way it's not working. So like it'll throw out of whack, like, your knees and, oh, there you are, holding up your black belt. Thank you. Throwing up, holding up your black belt certificate.
My certificate.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's, it took me 11 years altogether.
Are your hands are they?
So that's a myth.
Are they? Oh, it is?
But, I could definitely, I know how to defend myself, for sure.
No, I know I know that. I just didn't know if you have to, what do you call it with your hands when you get them,
Registered.
Yeah,
that's
registered.
What they say.
That's it.
I think that's a myth.
You think? All right, well, I didn't know. I heard about it. So.
But if you do get into some stuff,
you got to be careful.
It looks really bad in court.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
It doesn't look good in a court of law.
I'm sure it does. So
But,
let's talk about 103.5 WKTU radio. What'd you do with them? Did you do something with them?
Yeah, so I make the prank calls.
Is that what you do for them?
The War of the Roses.
Oh my God, I love that though.
I'm one of the prank callers.
Really?
Yeah, I've been doing that for a while.
I love those War of the Roses. I love it.
They're fun. It's it's a fun thing to do.
How'd you land that gig?
My friend Tracy Carnazzo helped me out. Very funny comedian. She's all in the city and everything.
Yeah.
I think she opens for Hannah Berner now. So
wow.
she's doing very well.
Yeah.
I love seeing her out there killing it.
Yeah.
We've known each other since I met her on Long Island. So we're talking like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I've been doing it for like 7 years now, 7 years now. And it's 6, 7 years just making prank calls. It's great because me and my friends would always make prank calls like growing up. Like
right, yeah.
Because that was before, when we were little kids, that's before like smartphones or anything existed.
Right.
And we would just, wouldn't you go meet up after school and break open the yellow pages and we're like, let's call this guy and just prank call people. That's what we would do. And
we did it as kids too.
Yeah, and it's just cool now to be just getting paid for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time.
It's a lot of fun. And you did, tell me about, you have your own actually podcast. It's called Treading Water. Treading Water.
So me and comedian Hugh Murray just started it.
Yeah.
And again, I've known Hugh since beginning days.
Yeah.
And very funny guy. And I was on another one before with Stephen Rocco Perillo.
Yeah.
And that
He was there Saturday night.
Yeah, that lasted for some years.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But it's not done. I just left all the stuff at his house.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, hey, if you ever just want to start up again, leave all the stuff at your house, and we'll do it like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Governors was nice enough to give us the studio time.
Nice. Okay.
And so we have a real deal location. I have a real deal editing guy who makes my clips, the ones that you see on Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
And
which by the way, he is on Insta. I just want you to know it's Travis_Grant.
Trav_Grant.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trav. TRAV_Grant. Okay, and then also you can find them on Facebook, Travis Grant on Facebook. So that's cool. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
And what do you talk about? Is it an hour, half an hour?
Hour.
Is it rated R?
Oh, it's R.
Yeah, okay.
It's R.
All right.
It's R. It's a wild podcast.
It's a wild ride.
It's a wild
Okay.
podcast, but we've had great guests on.
That's cool.
Like Mick Thomas was on. He loved
Mick is
it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want to do with this is, and part of the reason why I'm not putting down Stephen Perillo. He's like one of my best friends.
Yeah, no, Steven's great.
I wanted to do something with my podcast, and he just wanted to keep it as, it was, which is fine. It was not. We were just like, all right, cool. Like, we'll just go opposite ways.
Just have different visions.
That's it.
That's all.
That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
And I still love him. And I'll never stop loving him. But so I wanted to have guests that aren't comedians. I wanted to have, I had a music producer on. I'm trying to get fighters on, because I do have the jiu-jitsu background. So I have met people over the years.
I had an undefeated MMA fighter on my show.
Right? Like that. It's just like people that you could hear
Yeah.
something different from,
Yeah.
and maybe you could be like, oh, I wonder what that world's like.
Exactly.
Oh, Travis has that guest on.
Yes, that's cool.
Let's listen to this guy talk.
That's good.
I got a
Yeah.
bunch of ideas for guests
That's
coming
good.
up.
It's fun. It's fun and it's nice, and it's a good form of meeting new people.
Oh, 100%.
Networking, and so that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Do you how do you work it out with him? Do you does one ask questions? Do you guys have a format, or do you is it a free for all? How do you work it?
Yeah, it's as free for all
Okay.
as free for all comes.
Okay. All right.
Where the thing I like about him and me, we complement each other nice.
You gel.
And but there's also something if you're running a podcast, and I don't think a lot of people. I think a lot of people know not to talk while someone's talking.
Yeah. Well,
But until you're in the studio.
Yeah, and then it's a free for all.
Yeah, and it's like.
Then you never know.
I think me and him both, we know that, and we
Yeah.
just kind of have this, oh, he's talking, we have a good flow.
Right.
And,
you gotta
and
bounce off of each other.
It really works out well.
Yeah.
It really does. And
That's
I enjoy doing it. It's fun.
That's good.
So we're gonna get some sponsors, and we got.
Yeah, good luck with that.
No. Yeah, with a podcast like ours.
It's in general. In general, it's whatever. It is what it is. What it is. In the very, very beginning, I had a few.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get him, Trace.
So listen. So I heard back
Okay.
in 2017, you won a residency at Broadway Comedy Club. Is that true?
I won a few.
Oh, excuse me.
won a few.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
No, come on.
You won a few.
I won a
that's
few.
great. No, that's great.
It was I won. I think I won 3.
Nice.
Three? Yeah.
And you perform all over. You've
Oh, yeah.
performed in Atlantic City, comedy festivals.
Yeah, comedy festivals. Actually, just speaking of residencies, I just won the residency to East Austin Comedy Club. So I was down there doing that in June.
Right. Yeah.
So I was down
you
there.
were away. You told me you were away.
Yeah, I was down there.
Because we were trying to figure out a date for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, that's when you first hit me up.
Yeah.
And my God, was it fucking hot. Dude,
Okay, friggin' hot.
Friggin' hot.
We're gonna beep that.
I'm sorry.
Good.
That's how hot it was.
We're gonna get beeped.
That's how hot it was.
That's okay. Bobby's gonna go beep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I knew you were gonna slip tonight. I knew it. I should have put money on it, people. Anyway,
I'm sorry. I'm really
it's
sorry.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Just editing for Bobby.
Yeah,
That's all.
I won't do it again, Bob. I'm sorry. That's how hot it was.
It was
Bobby.
so hot. But you went down there, and that's really cool. I mean, you were
It was
down there
fun.
for a while.
Yeah, I was down there first. I stayed when I'm down there. I stayed with comedian Dom LaMarca,
Yes.
and so he's down there with Matt Aaron,
Okay.
and they have a place down there, and they're just the coolest people.
Nice.
And here's the couch. do what you got to do.
Yeah, no.
And
I mean, it's always
great.
nice when you have a place to put your head on a pillow and not pay for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So right now, I would like to go back in November. So I
when
gotta,
the weather's nicer.
Well, I asked
a little
them.
Cooler.
I asked them.
Yeah.
I was like, when is it not this?
Well,
and
yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, this is unusually hot. But
I think it was all over the United States this summer.
And they were like, I recommend November. And I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, November's fine. And then, so yeah, I mean, I'll touch base with them, see what I can work out with.
Cool.
Work out with
It's
them.
nice. Do you like being on the road?
I do.
I mean,
do
look,
like being
you're
on the road.
young. Technically, you're not married. You're single. So you have that, that carefree.
Yeah, like I don't.
You're able to do it. Look, you're young. You're single. Do it now. Just do it now before you tie down. Just do it now.
Yeah, I don't have kids.
You know what
so
I mean? This is the time to do it, Travis. This is the time to do it.
I would hope that if I do get married to someone, they would understand.
Yeah, you need someone who's very understanding.
That is easier said than done.
And who's very understanding and very secure with themselves and trust. Trust. You got to trust. You know what I'm saying?
do.
So.
If I'm with someone in a relationship, I mean, romantically speaking, I let them know like I'm with you because I don't want anyone else.
Right.
Like
right,
I wouldn't
right.
get into a relationship if you don't.
Right.
If you have eyes for other people, then just don't get in a relationship.
Right. Exactly.
Because
I
guarantee you.
I get it.
I guarantee you, you're signing up for just
Yeah,
trouble
yeah,
in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fine. I think it's because when you're younger, you think that's not fine. Some people do.
Yeah.
You're like, why do I want to hook up with?
Right.
And
right.
why don't I want to be in a
right.
relationship? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, you're young, dude.
Well, that's the whole thing. You also have to be ready for one.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, and you know what we're ready for? We're ready for my next break. We got to take a commercial break.
We have to take a lot of breaks on this.
We'll
thing.
take three.
Okay.
So after this is only one more. So don't go away. Please stay right there. Thank you, everyone, for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. I'll give you some shout-outs when we come back. Right after this.
Oh. And
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Happy birthday there, young man. I call you that young man, Dave. Dave Rebels is a young man. See, I'm an older dude. He's a young man. And hey, you're having a birthday bash. I mean, you don't write, you don't call. You didn't even invite me, man. Well, anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man. It's Dave Rebels' birthday bash. Tuesday, September the 12th at the Cutting Room in New York City. Wonderful place. I played it myself. Happy birthday, young man.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Canastraci Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook. Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey everybody, welcome back. I am with Travis Grant. He's not a country singer. He is a comedian, writer, and actor. And Dave Rebels tomorrow night is performing at the Cutting Room. Dave was on was it last week? Yeah. Yeah, he was on my show back. Hello. I'm like shot. I'm so shot. This is what happens when you get older. Anyway, so he sang with the Drifters. He sang with the Persuasions. So go see him tomorrow night if you have nothing to do in the city. So Travis is a comedian. He writes his own material. I know you draw from what? Like everyday life and...
yeah, it's everyday life, how I think about things,
Yeah.
a lot of stories, story-based.
And I like, because when I watch you, I like how you play with the audience. You do a little, you go off script a little bit, and you'll pick a couple of people out of the audience, and and that's the other thing is that you also laugh when you're on stage, and you show that you're having a good time, and I think that's just contagious.
I think that's key, because if you're not having a fun time, like that's gonna read.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty-
You get up, you're very loose. So of course that makes the audience loose. You know, you get up there and you're very, tense. It makes the
Thank-
audience tense.
Thank you, Trace Face.
You're welcome. You're welcome
Trace
so
Face.
much. Oh my God. So I was trying to think if you and I ever worked together.
Okay.
And I don't know if we did a Kathy Arnold show in the Little Room together maybe years ago, or I
Maybe.
don't remember. I have to be honest with you. But you were like a baby, and your hair was really short.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my God. Those are.
So I'm thinking it might have happened.
Yeah.
Or if you ever showed up at Coasters one night when Bonnie Scalisi did her open mic there. I don't know.
I did a few times.
Yeah.
I feel like I drank more coasters than I did.
Yeah,
mics.
probably. Yeah, probably. But yeah, so then you kind of like got into acting, and you started doing that young too, because you do have a little reel out there.
I do.
That you did, and Pat Marone, who's played my husband a couple of times, was actually in a scene with you. So tell me about what you've done, and we'll get into the project that you and I also did together.
Yeah. So I've worked with people at Identity Features. That was when I first started. So I originally, way back when I was 24 or 25 or whatever it was.
It was so long ago.
And I took headshots for comedy originally.
Yes.
And I posted them.
Yes.
And then this guy hit me up. He was like, hey, he was a casting agent. And he was like, hey, my friend's running a show. Running a movie, and he puts on a bunch of them, and you'd be good for this part. I want you to come, come audition for it.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was weird. It wasn't even like an audition. It wasn't like I was reading for a part. He was like, here's the scene that we're doing.
It was more improv.
Just do the scene, and if you look good with the scene, you're on. And I just did it very, very well. It was a scene where I was getting killed and drowned in a lake.
Okay.
So I guess I'm good at dying, and so like they just kind of, hey, we want to use you for all of our stuff.
Wow.
So I've been doing stuff with them.
That's
and
cool.
And then I met with our Lord and Savior George Massimillo.
Shout out to George. So you and I actually met on It's Love Bro.
Yeah.
We didn't do any scenes together. We didn't have any scenes together, but we met. This is a comedy, and you're very, very funny. You played the lead's roommate, Matt Ventry, who I had on my show.
You did.
You play his roommate.
Yeah, he's his cool, charismatic roommate. He's cool, as Graz would say. Ladies' man roommate. I'm not gonna lie. So at first I came and I read for Matt's part, and they were like, you were good, but and then they were like, we had this other guy that we're thinking, and it was Matt, and we all go to the same class.
Yes.
And I was like, honestly, yeah, Matt is probably gonna crush that part.
Right.
And then they're like, would you read for this part?
Right.
And then they showed me my part.
Right.
And I read, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool.
Isn't it great?
This
It's
guy's so
it's a
fun.
great part. And like I was
so
telling him,
fun.
everyone was really well casted. We really well.
It was.
Really,
it was.
really, really well. No,
Went
seriously.
Really smooth.
Yeah, it was great. So how many days did you actually film?
I didn't count, but I was there quite a bit. I think
Yeah.
the only days of work I wasn't there was The Office.
Right,
Like
the office
Matt's-
scenes.
Matt's
yeah,
office.
Yeah,
scene.
yeah, because you were in a lot. You
Other
were
than
in a
that,
lot.
yeah, I was
And very funny. I mean, your mannerisms, your timing, everything is like really, 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 really good.
Oh.
No, really
Thank
good.
you.
It was great, and every time I watch it, I enjoy it. I do. I really do. Now we premiered it in Belmore.
We did.
Did you have any family and friends there?
I did. I had my immediate family.
That's nice.
And I wish I brought more of my family. So
that
that was
was sold out too.
Yeah.
So every time we're showing the movie, it's definitely selling out.
It was and then it rocked out hard in Ybor City in Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
It was like Tampa area.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, like.
Well, they're supposed to be going back down, so yeah. I'd love to go.
I will purposely not book shows that day. I'll book the whole week.
Talking about booking shows, do you book your own shows? Do you have a manager or agent who books your shows?
I book my own stuff.
Okay.
Looking
cool.
for an agent.
All right.
Please.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
not easy booking your own shows. You know.
It's you just gotta. I mean, again, I think that just comes down to like loving what you do.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
like I get excited when I'm reaching out to people, and
Right.
you also have to have a mindset where you're like 80% of this is going to be failure.
Right.
So just
right.
But
you
like,
don't know unless you try.
Yeah, and it's just like just don't take anything personal. And, just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Work hard, put yourself out there, love what you do.
Yeah. So once you found out you got the part playing Matt's roommate.
I was stoked.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. And then me and Matt would just do Zoom calls just to really get down the scenes and the lines.
Which was smart, very smart.
Yeah, and that was perfect because like at that, when we would meet up on set day of filming, we were already like 60% there.
Right.
Maybe probably even more.
Right.
And we just then it was just
yeah,
gel.
which is half the battle. But yeah, no, it was great. Your scenes are hysterical. You're very funny.
Thank you.
It's a great movie. It really is. It's called It's Love Bro.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep posting on my Facebook page and Tea Time when we're gonna be showing it, so that way people can come out and see it, because we're gonna be showing it a lot more, which I'm glad. And we just got accepted into the NYLA Film Festival.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
George announced that. So actually, everyone could come see it in October.
Yo.
I don't know the exact dates yet, but
Okay,
yeah.
this is cool. That's huge.
Isn't that nice?
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
just found this on.
Oh, is this an exclusive for you?
Yeah,
George announced it on Insta.
This
so
is
I figured,
awesome.
okay, he announced
Okay.
it, so I could announce
I
it.
just got this. I just received this good news
yeah,
on the air.
isn't it great? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like a Tea Time exclusive.
It's fun because that was my first rom-com movie.
Yes.
Because before that, I was really, when I first got into acting, I wanted to do very serious roles.
Well, on your reel, both the two that I did see, they're both serious.
Yeah. So the one where I'm the lead it's a miniseries, Deviant in Blue.
Right.
Like I'm a schizophrenic murderer.
Okay.
And it's like a very serious part. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like multi-personalities.
But it's kind of cool because it challenges you.
That was so challenging because I wanted to be the best that I could. So I had to research, like, first off, research people with that, disability.
Yeah.
And then research, like, really get into the psychology of, like, why they are what they are, how, like, and just, like, how all their actions, like, branch off of the stem base of. It was just so much, and I'd never done anything like that. But I was like, I just really just dedicated myself to it, like really hard.
Yeah.
And it came out. I mean, I was a cross-dresser for one of them.
Really?
Yeah, I was in women's clothing.
Wow, that reminds me of a movie Michael Caine did. He was a killer, and he ended up dressing up as a woman, but you always thought it was a woman, but it was him.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the movie. I'm sorry.
And then the other one, I was a Nazi. So that was also a very serious role.
Yeah. So the rom-com was a nice.
Oh, it was
switch
just because that's
for
just like that was
you.
like I mean that.
Let me ask you a question, because George is very relaxed. It's a very relaxed set. My scenes we actually filmed at my house. All my scenes, but with George, did he give you any kind of like? Because obviously he knows you're a stand-up comic like I am. So did he give you any kind of free reign with maybe like changing a line or throwing something in and keeping it?
Yeah, and I feel like that does. I feel like a lot of the times, or most things that I'm in, or most things that I book, is, like, oh, this guy's a comedian, and then like they see like like how much I've done with comedy, but it's like what I've done with comedy, and then and they're like, oh, so he knows what he's doing. He's a comedian.
Right.
He's clearly like good at it.
Right.
And he's not bad.
Right.
And,
but there's like a line that might come to your head that you think is funny that the character might say, and if you throw it in.
I think most things that I book, they know that I'm a comedian going into it, and they kind of trust me to a certain degree, where they're just like, I trust him with the slack we're giving him.
Right.
Because I think he'll do something good with it. And I usually do.
Yeah.
I like to think I do.
Yeah.
But, it's just great, man. I love everything I do. I really do. I do. I'm
He's loving life.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
You're loving it right now.
Yeah.
So do you have anything coming up that either you're going to be doing and or auditioning for?
So I just got the part for the small part. This thing, Mahalo Drive.
Okay.
So that's coming. We're going to be filming that.
Nice.
Late October, early November.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not even on the set. I think I'm filming for like 4 days.
All right.
It's a short.
Yeah.
It's a short, so that'd be cool.
That's
I'm still finishing this mini series, The Deviant Blue. So we had to move a bunch of stuff around. That's been a project in its own.
Yeah.
The production of it.
Yeah.
And so when that comes out, it'll be good. As far as shows go, I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be at Eastville Comedy Club. Then Wednesday I'm going to be at Meatball Place in Patchogue.
Okay.
And then Friday I'm going to be at Governor's.
There you go. There you go.
So
And all this is on your Facebook and Insta too, so everyone could go and. Do you post where you're gonna, where you're?
Yeah, I do posting and all that.
Yeah. Because you have to also you have to be your manager, you have to be your agent, you have to be your promoter.
Yeah,
you have to do everything.
You got to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which in a way I like having hands on.
Well, because you have your own control, and then it gets done.
Yeah, that too. That too. Yeah, but I do everything through Instagram. So Trav_Grant.
Yeah.
That's where it's all at.
Yeah.
I post it on my stories, so it's there for full 24 hours.
Okay.
Because you don't want to muddy your page up with just like, here's what I'm doing,
Yeah, no, I know. Does anyone else perform in your family?
No, I'm the only.
Yeah.
I'm the only one.
All right.
I think my parents growing up were eccentric people, but not around people that weren't their friends or family. I think I'm the only one. And my dad says, he's like, you're the only one that like needs approval from strangers. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but like you're the only one that needs that.
Approval from strangers. I blame my mother because my mother actually put me on stage when I was 4 years old dancing, and then when you hear the clapping after you perform, it's like an addiction, and I was like, ooh, I like this. I want more of this. So this little 4-year-old kid is dancing on stage, and
it's
like a drug. I mean, it's kind of like a drug for me that, you want more of it, and, and it makes me happy to know I'm making other people happy.
Yeah. That too. And it's just, especially when they come up after you, like, you're really great. Dude.
Yes.
You're really great.
Yeah, when people take the time out to come up to you, there's nothing better than that.
Or they message me, hey, when's your next show? I don't know, I didn't want to come up to you after the show, but I was just at the show last night. You were, like, those messages, those are great.
Whose show are you doing at Governor's? Who's doing it?
That is Terry McNeely's show.
Okay.
But yeah, it's and then sometimes you get DMs. That aren't nice. Sometimes you get DMs, mainly through my podcast, like, who do you think you are?
Really?
Oh, wow. Some people have nothing
People, you have to
better
remember, listen, we're living in a very sensitive society.
Yes.
And, we're comics, so our jokes are meant to be funny and not malicious in any way to hurt anyone. And if you're going to come to a comedy club, you have to keep that in the back of your mind. I mean, I don't, it bothers me when people get they're wound tight these days, and it's like I don't want to have to censor what I say.
Yeah.
And I think that our hands are a little tied today when it comes to certain things.
As long as you know, like, how to write a joke and say a joke and, like, make something funny, and you're not just saying just blasphemy.
Like, you did the honky joke, and I almost fell off my chair.
Yes.
Okay? And honky was slang back in the day for white people.
It was.
And you do this honky joke, and I almost fell off my chair. I really did. It's so
that
funny.
Travis Grant honky joke. That Travis Grant honky joke.
It's so funny, but, and it's like I do a joke, too. I do something about, how I love to date. My husband hates it, but I love it.
Oh, yeah, that's a quick...
that's the whole... Yeah,
that's a quick one.
Right, exactly. You got to, like, sneak them in.
Yeah.
But, and then hope they get it, or catch it, you know what I mean? But I love, you have to take some chances sometimes.
You do.
You know?
You do. Because if you don't, you're just going to remain in one place. Because I feel like that's how you end up, you meet a lot of people, actors and comedians, who, like, they don't step out, like, oh, this works. I know this works. So they don't step out of their, and I think in turn, you end up hating your art. Because you get bored with it, and you're like, why do I hate doing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You're not changing anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm not anyone to tell anyone how to run their career.
Right.
Obviously.
Right. Everyone's path is definitely different.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, just like, take your chances. Have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Just because you say you had like 3 bad shows in a row doesn't mean you suck.
Well, hey, listen, I've said this before. I mean, I've done a show at Governor's at 8 o'clock and killed it, and the same exact show at 10 o'clock and totally different crowd.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's you never know. You just never know.
The worst when you do that on the road. I went to Chicago almost about to be a year, last fall, and I drove there. So, like, I've never been to Chicago. I'm all pumped. And I get there. I think I'm booked on, like, 4 or 5 shows. The first 3, I just, like, ate it. hard.
Like crickets, right?
And it was like, I remember
It's hard. It's so hard. Because you're like, damn, man, this didn't happen last time. You know,
I know, it's alarming.
Every show is different. Every crowd is different. It is unpredictable.
It's alarming when you drive like
that far.
You drive like 16 hours to be somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it just doesn't go right. You come back to your hotel room like, this is the third show, dude.
Yeah, it's hard.
I may be screwed. This is bad.
I'll fly home at this point.
I turned it around. Yeah, I kind of like readjusted and turned it around.
Yeah.
But after that third show, it was alarming.
It's hard. It really is hard because you're young and your comedy is geared towards young people.
Yeah.
Young people get what you have to say, where an older crowd might not.
It's my Achilles heel.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It's my Achilles heel,
You
and I
know?
don't blame the crowd. And at first you want to, because it's such a cop out. It's an easy way out.
Right.
Just like, oh, they're older and I'm younger and they're never good. But it's like, don't look at it like that. Just look at it like, listen, like even if you guys were at a bar, you guys probably still wouldn't be chilling.
Right.
You guys still wouldn't be hanging out. Like, so like, just think of it that way, you know?
Yeah.
If you were at Dunkin' Donuts, would you be hanging out with them? Probably not. So just take it for what it is. That's the world, man.
Oh, my God. Hey, listen, before I take my last commercial break, I want to give some shout-outs and love to Bruno and Ann. Everyone watching the show, please like it. Please share it. Tea Time is live on YouTube and Facebook every Monday night, 8 o'clock, on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV. And we're going to be on TV Saturday morning at 11 a.m., Channel 20, for people on Long Island who get Optimum Cablevision. So we're going to take my last commercial break.
Ooh.
Don't go away. More with Travis Grant when I come back.
Thanks.
Happy birthday there, young man. I call you that young man, Dave. Dave Rebels is a young man. See, I'm an older dude. He's a young man. And hey, you having a birthday bash? I mean, you don't write, you don't call. You didn't even invite me, man. Well, anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday, man. It's Dave Rebels' birthday bash. Tuesday, September the 12th, at the Cutting Room in New York City. Wonderful place. I played it myself. Happy birthday, young man.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite guinea?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. Travis Grant is here, actor, comedian, writer. So listen, we were talking about how we did meet through Love Bro. It's Love Bro. It's Love Bro. And it's
Definitely
a rom-com. It's a comedy. It's funny. And we have a clip.
We do.
So let's play it.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Let's play it.
How's it going, guys? Noel.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going, man? Marty.
Oh, Marty, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Jerry says that you own Myers now?
Yeah, I actually own it ever since I retired him.
That's awesome. Have you like trained with Myers?
Yeah, my whole life, man.
Dude, that's crazy. That's good stuff. I always wanted to come down.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I train over at Ledges.
Oh, I know Henry over there. I was actually supposed to teach a
Last motto.
Yeah.
Dude, that's that's a small world, man. That's
it's something.
It's small.
Do you want me to leave you alone, or?
What's the matter? You jealous, baby?
I know. Okay.
Well, I mean, did you guys check out the menu? Maybe see something you want?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, look, I don't really know too much about. So I'm sure whatever you're gonna suggest will be fine.
We talked about. Hold on.
Yeah.
We said the stuffed mushrooms and...
Yo, we're literally having it at my gym. So, nothing too crazy elaborate.
I heard. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. Figure at least have something for the boys to do, She's got this whole gimmick going on here.
Seriously?
Relax.
So why don't I leave you two to do your thing, and after you're done, we can talk about the food. Where's Bob, Marty?
Bob? I mean, he didn't tell me he was coming. Did he tell you he was coming?
I mean, I think so. I spoke to him earlier.
Why don't you call your boyfriend, see where he is?
He's not my boyfriend, and I'm not calling him. Will you stop?
Well, not to worry, because Bob actually has a girl.
He does?
Yeah, no. She's a hot lady. She's real hot. And I don't know where he met her.
Right.
But they've been hanging out for a while. And she is hot. Hot lady.
Yeah, no, I bet. Sounds like you guys are really close.
Oh, yeah. No, we've known each other our whole lives. I mean, we live together, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what time you get out of here tonight, man? You should come by the gym.
For real?
Yeah, dude.
10 o'clock. Seriously?
Yeah, why not? It'd be a good time, man.
Oh, this is cool. Yeah, no, I'll be there, 100%, and I'll definitely hook you guys up on a price with these, the food.
Thank you.
Whoa!
It's great. It's great. You guys see the rest of it. It's so much fun. So much fun.
It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
It
It's
really
fun playing
is.
it.
It is.
And I think that was just like such a character that was so close to myself.
Yeah.
So it really
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
that
yeah.
much like just be you.
Yeah,
Like going to work
yeah,
every day. I was like,
yeah.
yeah, just be you. Versus like going to work every day
Right,
trying to get into
right.
character of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
random
yeah.
person that doesn't exist.
And where was that shot?
That was shot at Brunello's.
Okay.
Brunello's.
Because I know
in,
George films a lot all over Long Island.
yeah, that was
obviously.
filmed at Brunello's.
Yeah, and that was
restaurant.
a one day shoot, right?
That I think we came back
Yeah.
for like maybe a couple more days.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was like one day we were there.
Yeah, so it's Love Bro. I'm gonna keep announcing it when they're gonna be showing it again, and then that way everyone can come see it. It is funny. It is definitely you definitely laugh out loud. You know,
It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a lighthearted movie. I also love the the music that he chose.
Yes, yeah.
That really locked you
yeah,
in to like
yeah.
what was going on.
It was great. It was really. I mean, I had a great time doing it, and I hope we all get to work together again. You know,
I
that's
think
the
we
whole
will.
Thing. I mean, I know George has always got something on the back burner, always working on something. So.
Oh, they have scripts.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting them done.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's the
That's
funding?
whole
You
thing.
know,
It's funding.
the budget
you
is
need
the budget.
fuzzles. Right.
Yeah, fuzzle.
You need the fuzzles.
I don't got any fuzzles here. We need more fuzzles.
So thank you everyone for watching the show. Again, we have like 2 minutes left. So again, Travis Grant on Facebook, Trav TRAV _Grant on Insta. So what kind of advice do you have any young upcoming comics these days?
I would say it's gonna get strange. Like your journey is gonna get strange. Just always have an idea or like just some type of an image of why you got into it in the first place, and like the person you got into it in the first place with, and don't deviate too far from that, because that's what's special about you, and that's what makes you successful in the first place.
Right.
So there's gonna be a lot of people. Oh, you're not this, or don't do that, or like.
Everyone has an opinion, but don't listen to them.
It's
That's
like
all. Just listen to yourself.
Know what makes you special and stick to that.
Right.
And I would
That's
say
good
do
advice.
that.
That's
Yeah.
really, really good
and
advice.
obviously get your work in. Get your reps in.
Yeah.
You gotta get your reps in.
Yeah.
And just also live life. If your life's getting weird or boring, do something strange. Do something you wouldn't normally do and make it a part of your regular life, because then that's gonna give you material, because it's like you're out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
So I don't do this. Like, go rock climbing. I never rock climbed before.
Well, you do a joke about skydiving.
Yeah,
something
like that.
Which is very funny. So
skydiving.
yeah, like you said, you do something outside the box and.
Yeah, because if you just doing the same thing every day until you're like 45. You're probably.
Oh no!
It's like I know I'm not hating on it, but it's just like you're not gonna have anything to write about.
Oh, Ann said, thank you, Travis. I will be looking for you.
Oh,
Thanks, Ann.
Ann,
Ann's the
thank
best.
you.
All right, so listen, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
You know, my door's
You are the best.
My door's always open.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I will be seeing you at more, showings of the movie. You were busy, so you couldn't make it on Saturday. He's been working his behind off and performing. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I'm going to end my show with a final thought for 9/11 and silence. See everyone next week. Ciao.